Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Super Mario Odyssey. Today I am doing a challenge of the limited story moons that you need to collect in Super Mario Odyssey to beat the game. And I'm going to show you how you do it. Now how this challenge came to me was there's this channel named Jopes, and they had a video on this challenge, and they collected some story moons that I knew how to skip. So I wanted to lower that number and find the true answer to how many story moons are actually required to beat Super Mario Odyssey. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to go watch Jope's video on this challenge, I'll leave a link in the description. But let's get into it. Now, the first story moon that is unskippable is the first power moon in Cascade Kingdom. The reason for this is because you need 5 power moons to leave the kingdom, and there is no known way to skip this story moon without collecting it. However, thanks to the minimum captures route, we can collect 5 moons without ever defeating Madame Brood. How we're going to skip the first power moon is by basically doing what I'm doing on the screen now. How I did this is I threw Cappy in the water, and then when Cappy came back to me, I jumped out of the water to get the max height you can when you are jumping out of the water. I threw Cappy and bounced on him, and while jumped off the wall, almost immediately, and dived onto the ledge that I was while jumping off the wall. Once you made it up, all you have to do is collect the 4 power moons that is in the minimum captures route. But you don't have to do all of the glitches. The only glitches you're going to have to do is the ground pound glitch in this area of the floor to get this treasure chest moon, and then a CRC to get the island moon. I'm not going to say how to get the glitch for the CRC, but I will leave a video in the description for how you can get the CRC in Cascade Kingdom. Then you want to get the moon behind the rock, and then the moon behind the waterfall. Once you get all 4 of these moons, you want to get the very first power moon, as I mentioned earlier. And once you collect this moon, you will have 5, and this will put the counter for story moons at 1. And there you go, Cascade Kingdom, 1 story moon. Now the rest of the game up until Metro Kingdom is pretty easy, because all you have to do is collect moons around the kingdom, and not collect a story moon, because there are plenty of moons to collect without ever collecting a story moon in Sand Kingdom, Wooded Kingdom, Lake Kingdom, Cloud Kingdom, and Lost Kingdom. And then when you get to Metro, you have to collect the multi-moon dropped by the Mecha Wiggler that you fight for the main boss. But after that, you just have to collect any moons lying around, and then you can move on to the other kingdoms, leaving Metro. This gives us 4 story moons collected. The next challenge is Lucheon Kingdom, where you're going to need to know how to do lava bounces in order to skip all the story moons in this kingdom. A lava bounce is literally what it implies is a bounce off of lava, but basically what you want to do is once you have already cap dived onto Cappy and used your cap dive once already, you want to throw Cappy above the lava, and then you want to get hit by the lava, and then you want to try to land on Cappy to bounce off of him, and then you want to repeat this process until you reach a flat surface. I did this 2 more times to get to the moon on the island next to the checkpoint island, and then I did it again to get to the sub area of the ledge there, and then I did it again to get across this gap to where the hammer bros would normally be, but they're not spawned in since I didn't get the story moon. And then I collected all of the moons I could get from the town and all of the other moons that I can collect from around the area. And then I lava bounced again to get to this area to collect the rest of the moons that I needed. That's basically it for Lucheon Kingdom. Unfortunately, in Ruined Kingdom, we have to collect this multi-moon to leave this kingdom to go to Bowser's Kingdom, which will bring up the counter to 7. That brings us to Bowser's Kingdom, which has no skippable story moons. I do have a theory of skipping the first 2 story moons for this kingdom using the CRC glitch. I just decided not to try it because I don't know if the checkpoints are actually loaded there when you don't have the story moons collected, or if they aren't, like the pylons aren't there when you try to skip to go to the next island to skip the story moon. But the reason I say 2 and not 3 is because one of the story moon that you get for fighting Topper and Harriet does not have a CRC that passes it, or does not have a CRC that goes to the checkpoint. So that is why I say 2 and not 3, because as far as I know, there is no known CRC that can go to the checkpoint past the Topper and Harriet fight. And you might say, oh, just do a trick jump. Well, there is an invisible wall blocking you from doing the trick jump, so that won't work either. And this kingdom brings us up to 8 story moons. Or not 8, brings us up to 6 story moons from the 3 islands, and then the multi-moon from the Mecha Wiggler fight, making it so that now the story moon counter is at 13. That brings us to Moon Kingdom, the last kingdom that we need to do to finish the game. Fortunately, there are no more story moons in Moon Kingdom, which means the total amount of story moons you need to beat Super Mario Odyssey is 13 story moons. I had a lot of fun with this challenge, and it definitely will, it will definitely be like an interesting one. Is like, because if you think about it, no one really thinks about these challenges. But credits to Jopes for coming up with this challenge. Credits to the speedrun community for for making a route for me to take in minimum captures, so that way I could get the only one story moon in Cascade Kingdom. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked the video and you want to support my channel, be sure to subscribe and leave a like and comment what you want to see next. But since we know how many moons it takes to beat, or how many story moons it takes to beat Mario Odyssey, I'm planning on doing a future video where I will find out how many moons you can get with the least amount of story moons. But thanks for watching.